Hey everyone, I'm Jess, and today I'm going to be talking about the UCETAM interviews. So I know a lot of you guys have applied for UCETAM, and you're getting ready for your interviews, which I believe are starting around next week. So I just wanted to fill you in about my experience with the UCETAM interview. Right now, I'm currently in my first year with the program, so I had my interview last year. So I know what you guys are going through. You're very excited, but you're a little bit nervous because you don't know what to expect. So I'm here to tell you what you can expect. So first, I want to point out that I signed up for my interview on March 26th. That's the day I got an email from Julie, who is the ELA coordinator, that let me know that I made it to the next round of the application process and that I should sign up for an interview. So I was living in Boston at the time, and I just want to point out that there's obviously a time difference. So for the East Coast in the United States, Spain is 6 hours ahead. So 6:30 p.m. was the time that Julie was getting on to meet me, and in Boston it was 12:30 p.m. I also want to point out that daylight savings has recently happened in the United States, but it has not happened yet in Spain. It's not actually happening until the 25th or the 26th. So if your interview is before that, make sure you take that into account and you don't miss your interview. During the interview, you're going to be talking with Julie. So Julie, again, is the ELA coordinator and CBC evaluator at UCETAM. She does all of the interviews, and she usually does them back to back. So if she's running like a few minutes late, don't worry about that. It's just because she has so many interviews. Julie is American, so your interview will be in English, of course. You're applying to be an English language assistant, so obviously they want to make sure that you can speak English, which obviously you can because you have to be a native English speaker to apply to the program. During the interview, Julie asks questions about certain jobs and if you'd be willing to do them. So she might ask you, are you willing to teach physical education? Are you willing to teach infants? Are you willing to teach science? Are you willing to teach a dance class? Are you willing to take the lead and plan lessons? Are you willing to teach a class by yourself? Some of the positions, like mine, for example, the ELA is responsible for planning and teaching all of the lessons. So I teach all 17 of my classes every week. 1 hour, I have 18 hours. One of those is for planning, but the rest are teaching, and I teach all of the classes by myself. Other UCETAM positions, however, they're more like assistants. So you might just be helping the lead teacher with some activities. You might be pulling kids out individually to do like small group stuff. It really varies. The schools and the positions are extremely different. So my advice during the interview would be to say you're down for anything. The thing with the UCETAM is that they do not have a lot of positions. The ministry program has thousands of positions throughout the country, so you're pretty much guaranteed to get one. But with UCETAM, it's very competitive, and you are going up against a lot of people. So my best advice would be to say you're down for anything. Say, yes, I will teach high school. Yes, I will teach infants. Yes, I will teach science. I will teach dance. I will teach a gym class. Because at the end of the day, you either will get the position or you won't get the position. And by telling Julie that you wouldn't be willing to teach a certain subject, age group, or a certain amount of hours, that's going to put you at a disadvantage and against candidates that have said, yes, I'll do anything, I'm up for anything. Another thing that will happen during the interview is Julie might propose certain scenarios and ask you what you would do in that situation. It's very similar to the questions on your application. So one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give you is review your application answers before your interview so that you have them fresh in your mind and you have certain scenarios and examples that you can talk about when she asks you questions. Also, go over your resume because you want your experience to be fresh in your mind, and you want to talk about your relevant teaching experience when she asks you questions about teaching. I will say that a lot of UCETAM people are former teachers. At my school, there's 4 UCETAM people, and 3 of us, not including myself, were actual teachers back in the United States. I had just graduated college, so I was not an actual teacher, but I do have teaching experience. Moral of the story is know your experience, know your examples, and know how to sell yourself because you are going up against a lot of people, so you need to sell. The last thing I want to say is don't be surprised if it seems like Julie already has a position for you, or if she straight up offers you a position. Just know that if she offers you a position in the interview, you still need to get your official email saying you were offered a position before you actually have one. So for me personally, Julie said she had a school in mind that she wanted me to work at, and that I basically had the position and to watch out for the acceptance email. This is also the case for other UCETAM people that I have talked to, and I will say that if Julie has a position in mind for you, you want to make sure that you are acting positively about it and that you are saying that you'd be willing to teach in that position. So if she's asking you, like, do you want to work in secondary and you want the job, you should say yes, even if you'd rather work with preschoolers. I will say about the UCETAM positions, you really could be doing anything. At my school, there's infantil, primaria, secundaria, and bachillerato. So you could be working with any of those levels. I work with multiple levels. The other teachers, the other UCETAM people that I work with here also work with multiple levels. And my friends that work at other schools who are in the UCETAM program also teach all the way from infantil up to bachillerato. So it really is everything. You could be teaching any level. As for the acceptance process, you will get an email if you are accepted. I'm not sure if they sent emails to people who were not accepted, because I was accepted, so that's the email that I got. My email came on April 14th, which was about 2.5 weeks after my interview, and it said I was accepted, and it told me my school that I was assigned to and the hours I was assigned to. I just want to throw this out there. Even if you tell them you have a preference for a certain amount of hours, if they don't have positions available for that amount of hours, then you're not going to get that position. So it's really not your preference. It's just what they have available. I ended up with 18 hours. Some other people ended up with 26 hours. I think it's just the luck of the draw. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was informative. If you have any other questions about UCETAM, let me know in the comments. And if you have suggestions for other videos you'd like to see about UCETAM or about teaching in Spain, also let me know down in the comments. I do plan on making more videos about UCETAM and about my experience working at my school, what my commute is like, what all the visa paperwork process is like, and what a typical week in the life of an UCETAM ELA is. So I hope to see you then. Please click subscribe if you don't want to miss any of those, and I'll catch up with you guys next time.